How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today I'm really excited because I found something at Spirit Halloween that I've been wanting for quite some time. If you guys are fans of the channel, you may know that I really like the comic Hack Slash. It's one of the greatest horror comics ever written, and it's a slasher comic, and I absolutely love slasher movies. But the idea is you get this girl, Cassie Hack, and she survived her own slasher movie. She teams up with this guy named Vlad, who's a big guy that looks like a slasher, but he's actually a good guy. And the two go on the road, traveling across America and hunting down slashers. And it's a really good book. There's a surprising amount of character development with our leads. You really feel and understand for them. The slashers they meet are all super creative, and it leads to lots of really fun sequences. Plus, if you guys like crossovers, Child's Play, Reanimator, Army of Darkness, Hatchet, just to name a few, it's a really good book. And I also really like things from comics and movies. I mean, I have, it's almost out of frame, but the Lament configuration over there. I, of course, also have my Freddy Krueger glove. Really was glad to get this. And, of course, tons and tons of horror movie masks. By the way, the Scream 6 mask has extra vanilla scent for some reason. It's pretty cool. But one thing I had always wanted was Cassie's signature weapon from Hack Slash. If you guys haven't read the book, basically, she usually carries around a baseball bat with a bunch of nails sticking out of it, and on the side of the bat is written, "Kiss it." So when she hits someone, that's the last thing they see. It's a really cool thing, but I knew I probably shouldn't build my own. I mean, I could, but that would be a real weapon, and supposedly you're not supposed to just have those lying around the house. So I knew I wanted a safe, fake one, and I realized, wait a minute, it's the Halloween season. Spirit Halloween might just have this. One of the things I really love about Spirit is their wide array of prop weapons. As someone who's interested in making filmmaking as well, I really do like having a selection of props here. So I went down to Spirit, and wouldn't you know it, they had it. They had the nail bat. And this thing's actually pretty big. I have to step all the way back here to get the whole thing in frame. But normally I'd go to the close-up camera. It's too big for that. But let me show you the bat. There's the Spirit logo. We can see it does have the grip tape. And there's the bottom. Flip it over. There's the warning. I paid $21.99 for it, and it's officially labeled as the Bloody Nail Bat. There's more information, and there's the name at the top. Now, we flip it to the other side, and we get a bunch of nails. They're sticking out every which way, and they're soft, you know, so they're not gonna hurt anybody. They're gonna bend rather than stab them. And if they ever get too bent, well, these things are supposed to be rusty and gnarly looking, so it can just be a bent nail if it ever gets messed up. Cool blood going down the side. I really do like this. Now, the one thing that it's missing is her signature on here, so I am going to get that. But without further ado, let me chop these things off. Too bad my Freddy glove's not real knives, huh? And there we go. That was an easy unboxing. But let me cut to the future. I'm going to show you guys my progress on getting Kiss It written on there. Okay, step one here. I did the loose outline in a color that's pretty similar to the bat. By doing the sketch in this color, it's hard to see, and also any visible portions will just look like highlights. I had a Hack Slash issue 12, just it was the closest issue I could find and see what it looked like, and I tried to mimic the style from that. I used the tape to try to keep this thing level so that it would be straight, and I tried to center it based on these cast marks on the side where the two parts of the mold meet. And yeah, just big, blocky, cartoony letters close to the nails without going too far down the bat. And I tried to guess where it should be spaced out off the top, but I obviously just moved things where they needed to be to look right. But anyway, let's move on to the next step once this dries. Alright, for step 2, I went in and kind of darkened the letters up with some brown. I tried to make them fat and cartoony and legible so that it would have that sort of comic booky feel to it. And I will say that I chose brown for step 2 as opposed to black because there are different versions of Cassie's bat. I mean, things like the nails are super inconsistent between artists, and there's more than one bat. She'll break them and change them out periodically throughout the comic. But some of them are just written in like Sharpie on the side and it's just black lines. Others are carved into the wood, and I think the carved in look looks a little cooler, so that's what I'm going to try to go with, having this brown be like darker recessed parts of the wood, and then I'm going to go in with some finishing touches, you know, do a little bit of black in the crevices and hopefully make it look really cool. I will say I also found an old brush that was a wide brush that was a thin line and also had a little bit too much dried paint in it, and that kind of made it like a chisel-y shape with some organic edges that I'm going to hopefully play that factor up more when I go into the next layer, but we'll see how that turns out. Next time you see this, it should be done, so let's cut one more step into the future. Alright, here we are on the last step. I went in with the black, and I also went in with some red to fix where I messed up the blood, and I put in a little bit of white highlights. In retrospect though, it doesn't really look that much better than if I had just wrote it in black to begin with. Whatever, maybe a longer journey than I needed, but at the end of the day, I do have the bat, and that was something I really wanted. So cool to have the hack/prop replica here. This is a really fun prop, and you know, I can swing it around without worrying about destroying my house, which is great, although I will say, these aren't necessarily fun to get hit with, and I probably wouldn't give this to a little kid or a reckless teenager, but needless to say, huge fan of hack/. Glad to have this bat from the series, glad that it was a simple customization, and yeah, no, I have to say, this thing, with all these nails, boy, it really does look pretty menacing. That's pretty cool. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. If you guys want to see more, you can click right there and see more. Anyway, have a good day. See you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist here. Have a good day now.